Hello traders, today we're going to be talking about two things that I really like to talk about, trading Doge and HXRO. And today I'm going to give you guys three methods of how we can take advantage of Doge through using the HXRO platform. Stay tuned. First of all, I've talked about the HXRO platform a few times, but I first want to say how you can use this platform and how much should we trust this platform. So there are two ways that you can use HXRO. You can deposit directly onto the platform, or the second thing that you can do that I think most people choose to do is you can connect HXRO to FTX, which is super simple, and then HXRO, you can use it through your FTX USD balance. So those are the two ways that you can do it. Again, one, you just make an HXRO account, you deposit USD. Two, USD stablecoins. Two, you connect it to FTX and let it trade USD stablecoins from there. So I'm going to be showing you guys the three things we can do with this. When I go to this, unfortunately, probably HXRO is going to tell me to like refresh the page. It's kind of annoying, but you'll see. The first thing I want to talk about is upside, downside, ticks, no's, and what that is. Oh, I don't have to refresh the page. Or do I? Please don't. Please be gentle. No, it's working. Thank God. So what this is essentially what we can do. And this is actually a trade I'm going to be taking live with my meager balance that I added to HXRO. So an upside, downside, ticks, no's. So currently there are about 9 hours left until this expires. And what a ticks contract is it's betting if the market will be above or below any certain price. And a wicks contract means it will touch a certain price, yes or no. So these are simplified options contracts. And I think that for Doge, this is probably one of the better additional derivatives beyond perpetuals and futures to use. So what we can do with this is if I buy it will not close above 60 cents. It will not close below 40 cents. Why is this powerful and why is this useful? Well, volatility on Doge is quite high recently, so that's why these contracts, I think, are a little bit marked up. Essentially what I can do is if I purchase both of these, let's say I do that with 100 bucks, meaning I put 50 bucks on this guy and 50 bucks on this guy. I know for a certain fact that one of them, at least one of them, will be profitable. Why do I say that? Well, if the market does not close below 40, that means that it has to be above 40. And if the market, so let's say the price closes at 80 pennies, 80 cents, which would be insane, but if it does, I would get paid on this contract because the market didn't close below 40 cents, and I would lose this one because the market did close above 60 when I bought it now. Now, if the market closes at, let's say, 10 cents in 9 hours, I would get paid on this one because the market's not closing above 60 cents, and I would lose on this one. So basically what I'm saying is that at least one of these contracts will be profitable, but what we really want to have happen is both of them to be profitable, which would mean that price stays within this 50% range for the next 9 hours, which I think is very, very, very likely. So how do I know that? How do I do this really? Well, in order to calculate, what percent of the time do we need to be correct for this to be a profitable play, which, break even expected value or break even calculation. Essentially, let's go over really how to do that. So to do this simply, what's the payout if price closes between 40 cents and 60 cents in 9 hours? What do we make? Well, we're going to make this plus this. So that would be an excess profit of about 0.24 by my math, about 0.24. I got that by doing this. I'll show you guys. 1.103 plus 1.139 is 2.24. And if I minus 2, because that's how much we, that's our units that we use, and 0.242 would be the excess profit. So we would make 0.242 excess profit. Now let's say that, we get unlucky and price closes above 60 cents or below 40 cents, and we are wrong. Well, then we will, if price closes, let's say if price closes below 40 cents, then we don't get this contract, but we do get this one. So that would be a loss. And that loss would be about 0.8, no, it would be a loss of like, it would be a loss of about, I think, 0.86. So how did I get that? Because you guys might be like, he's just throwing random numbers at us. I'm not. Let's walk through what I mean by that. So we know that the profit's about 0.24 if this does work, 0.24 units. So that would mean that if I put 50 bucks on each, it would be 0.24 times 50, of course, which would be a 12 buck profit. Now, what we make if this, again, if price closes below 40 cents, price closes below 40 cents, then we lose this contract, but we profit on this one. So we make about 1.139. So that would be this. So we would lose 0.861. So if you guys survive that little like math portion, basically all I'm saying is that there are a few different outcomes of what can happen to us when we do this strategy of buying no's on each side. We can either profit on both because price stays within this crazy range in the next 9 hours when this expires, or what we can also do is we would lose on one of them. Now, if price closes below 40 cents, then we only profit on this guy. We lose this guy. It would make about 0.861. Vice versa, if price was to close above 60, we would lose this guy and we would make this guy. So we would only make about we would lose 0.9, if that makes sense, because it would be 2 minus this, which would be about 0.9. So let's just simplify this and say this is our risk, 0.861, and 0.24 is our potential gain if this does happen. So with that being said, in order to calculate how often do we need to be right for this to be profitable, I can do this. And then, what was the number again? 0.861. And then 0.861 divided by that. We would need to be correct 78% of the time in order for this to be profitable. If you don't like math, ignore everything that I just did. This is pretty important to me, doing break-even calculations, but you necessarily don't have to, but I just prefer doing them. So what this is basically saying is that we need to be correct 78% of the time across many trials to take this play and to be profitable. I think that 78% of the time, price is going to be between 40 cents and 60 cents. So I think that this play would probably be a good one to take. Now, before we move on, I'm actually going to take this one. So I'm going to click no. I'm going to click 50. Let's do request quote. And I think that, so this is going to be pay me 1.127. But is there where's the fee? Oh, the fee will just get taken out. Because there's a fee of, I think it's like the fee is 1%. Yeah, the fee is 1%. I might have to factor that in. So I'll actually make this be 49. Yeah, let's do 49 instead. That's probably much better because then we can do 49 on both sides. And that makes sense. Yeah, so I'm going to buy this one for $49 that will pay out this. So I'm going to buy that. This is how you can use the HXRO platform. Still quote. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let's see if I get a better one or a worse one. We want this number to go up, not down. Oh, it went up a little bit. I got 2.4. Does that work? Yay, it worked. Yay. Okay, so we now have one of those guys. Now let's do the no, it will not close below this. Same thing. I'm going to do 49. And I'm hoping to get at least 1.1. I don't think I'm going to hit. Oh, that's good. And I get 54. Awesome. Bye now. So we just enacted a play. So basically what I just did here, as you can see, because this should make it, much simpler. Come on. The next guy. Yeah, there you are. There you are. So if price closes between 40 cents and 60 cents in 9 hours, then I make a profit of this plus this. So I would make a profit of, I think that's like $9 by, no, because it was 49 each. I would make a profit of $11. How do I get that? Well, I paid 49. I'd make 55, $6 profit. I paid 49. I'd get about 54, $5 profit. 6 plus 5, 11. So our profit is about 11. Now, if we lose on one of them, then we would lose 49. So like I had said before, basically, let's say that this guy fails and price does close below 40 cents. I lose this $49, okay? But I'm going to make $6, so I would lose 43. I'd make 6. This isn't including fees, but basically I would lose 43. So really the two things that can happen here are either I make $11 or I lose 43 cents on this one. And to go back to, no, not 43 cents, $43. And to go back to my favorite break-even calculation, what we can do is see how good is this? Let's see. So 11 plus 43 is that, and I'm going to do risk divided by total. So I need to be right about 80% of the time for this play to be profitable. In order to get that calculation, guys, it's just risk plus reward, risk divided by that total. Okay, so I just enacted the first play. Let's go on to some other plays. I'm hoping that this page doesn't freeze. So that's called the upside downside ticks nose with a lot of mathematics in there, but hope that was fun. Another one that's I think going to be pretty popular is where you buy Doge at spot and you buy ticks nose. This is how that works. Let's say that we go here, we go to ticks contracts, and we are long Doge spot right now. Great. So we buy Doge spot at 50 pennies, at 50 cents. What I would then do is I would click no, it will not close above 60 cents. And then I would also do no, it will not close above 60 cents on the May 14th contract that expires in 2 hours. Why do I do this? Well, let's say that we do this with $1,000 worth of Doge. We buy 1K USD worth of Doge at a price of 50 cents. What we then do, for example, is we put $100 into this contract right here, let's just do 100. We can do $100 for this one. We put $100 into this contract right here, and we put $100 into this contract right here. What happens? Well, if price does not close above 60 cents in 9 hours, then we will make about $14 on that $100, right? Because that's this profit right there. And if it doesn't do that in 2 days, then we will make about $35. Now, why is this important? If Doge goes down, we now have a partial hedge because this will pay us out if these conditions are not met. Because if price does not close above 60 cents in, two days, then I'm going to get paid 0.353 on my risk. So the benefit of that is that if price just surges above, let's say, and closes at 70 cents, how much money do we make? Well, if we got in with $1,000 here and price goes up to here, 20 cents, we would make a 40% return or about $400, but we would lose this contract, so we would lose about $100. So our overall profit would be about $300. Now let's say that the golden scenario happens where price goes up to like 56 cents, but actually price still closes below 60 cents. We would still get paid that $35 because price did not close above 60 cents. So we get paid $35 on our $100. And we would also get that profit of about $130 because $1,000 worth of Doge here. This would be about $130 of profit. We can also adjust these numbers as we want. And I can also buy this one and buy this one if I'm long spot Doge. So the benefit of this, just let's walk it back a little bit. I don't want to get too into the weeds. The benefit of this is essentially you have long exposure to Doge, but you get paid basically if Doge doesn't do anything or if Doge falls. Because if Doge doesn't really do anything for 2 days and it goes to like 53 cents, you make money on your spot position, and then your expiring contract of will Doge expire above 60 cents and you buy no, you get paid that too. Let's say that Doge falls 20%. You bought at 50 cents, it is now at 40 cents. You will lose $200 on your spot Doge, but if you buy $100 worth of both ticks contracts, meaning the ticks oh yeah, it did it here. I hate when that happens. I knew that the connection was going to go out one of these times. But I want to continue on the example of, let's say that we lose $200 because Doge goes from 50 cents to 40 cents in our spot position. Well, luckily for you, you bought this one and you bought this one. What's your payout? Well, you make about $14 here, and then you make about $35 here. So you would make about $49. Doge fell 200. Doge falling lost you 200, but you would only lose about 200 minus 49. You would lose about 151. So really what I like about this is that basically these contracts are priced in that they think that volatility on Doge is going to be massive, and they might be right. I don't know. I think that volatility is a little bit overpriced on these, but a really cool benefit you can do is basically just buying spot Doge, or if you already hold Doge, and then buying no ticks contracts. And then when price doesn't do anything, or when price falls, or when price barely rises, you get paid. And if price really rises, you're going to make a fair amount of money, even though you're going to lose on those contracts. Okay. The final play that you can do is an upside downside wicks yes. So this is the most aggressive thing I'm going to show you guys. But let's say that you think that I'm not going to buy this one because I already put my capital in this one, which I'm pretty confident on. Let's say that you think, oh my God, in 9 hours, price is probably going to touch, or not 9 hours, in 2 days, price is probably going to touch 60 cents or touch 40 cents. You could buy both of these. And if price touches, this one, you would get paid 0.345. And if price touches this one, you get paid 0.332. I would not really want to do this right now, though. These are pretty piss poor pricing, because basically what this means is that if one of them gets touched, if you buy yes to both, the other one doesn't, you are in a loss, because you would get paid 0.332 in profit. And then if the other one doesn't get touched, you would lose one. So your overall, you would lose about 0.665 units. So 0.665 on your capital that you put in. So I wouldn't really recommend doing this. But if volatility is really, really low, and if you think that these contracts are really, really cheap, then you could think about buying yes and yes. But this kind of strategy is more when nothing's happening, which is when you want to do it. So there are a lot of things that we can do on Doge that I think are quite profitable. I think that in ranking them, like what's the best thing to do versus what's the probably not best thing to do, here's how it would go. I would say that the most dominant or the best strategy to do is when volatility is pretty high, buying Doge at spot and then buying ticks no's. Buying ticks no's that are higher. So like price will not close above 60 cents, price will not close above 80 cents. I think that that's a pretty dominant strategy. Second best would probably be the upside downside ticks no's that I showed you guys today, where we basically had that 50% range. And if price closes in 9 hours between 40 cents and 60 cents, then I make about $11, which might not seem like a lot, but it can scale up. I make $11 at a risk of about 40. What was the risk? Of a risk of about $43, pardon me, because we would lose 49, but make $6 from the other. So $43 of risk. And I think that that's probably the second best. And then the third best is probably the upside downside ticks wicks yes. If volatility is really, really low, you see payouts of like 7x if price touches this, like 25x if price touches this, and you think there's a decent probability that either one will be touched, then buying that might not be a terrible idea. So, oh, connection lost again. Lovely. So I think that Doge being added on the HXRO platform is really, really nice. I personally trust them, but this is your capital, this is your risk, and only do this with capital that you're comfortable with losing, because this is high risk, even though a lot of these strategies are hedged. Finally, I would recommend you take a look at my options course, because a lot of the kinds of concepts that I'm hinting at and giving at, it's in my options course that's going to be detailed below. My options course is going to give you access to way more calculations that are going to help you make really good plus expected value decisions, plenty of different products that you can use, and really a good frame for how we can use options and derivative contracts to maximize our profit in crypto. So without further ado, check out HXRO. I love the platform. Also check out my options course. I think it'll really help you out. With that, happy trading, and let's see what Doge does. And we'll see in 9 hours if my little play is profitable. And by the time you watch this video, you'll probably be able to tell. So happy trading.